What's up, Mike? My voice is a little out right now. Should be good on that. Oh, I'm up. I just no voice really. Appreciate you, man. Oh, Mike did. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Thank you. Wish I had my drumsticks. I think I can drum with these things. Do a quick drum roll with these. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, appreciate you. Very, very much need that here. That little boost here. Let me get this saw off the table here. This could be a little tricky. Craig, welcome. Member Craig. A bit like lattice up there. Trying to get this material off so I can join this with another piece that's curved. I don't want to break it. Make sure I'm using the sharpest possible tools here. Probably not. Yeah, don't have a lot of voice right now. It's in and out is what it is. I want to say thank you to Mike for that gift, early morning gift here. show you what's going to happen with this in a second. No, we're moving around here. Mm-hmm. Mike said the neighbors had a quinceañera, so he couldn't. It was too loud to record. That can happen, man. Roy's Timber Art Techniques, welcome. You did have a good evening, Mike, on Friday. It was very good. Good version of shooting the poop. That side has to come out a bit. I don't know why I would have. That's more like where it should be, right? Should have marked on this piece where it was going. But that's that side, so the side's got to come out a bit. Mainly off-grid, welcome. Appreciate you, Mike. I'm gonna take this side out a bit here. Welcome, happy Monday morning to everybody. My voice seems to be coming back a little bit. That's good. Good and bad, maybe, for the algorithm. Take a little bit more. I'm gonna take a little more here. Kind of tricky with these little pieces of thin wood here. How much to take? Mm-hmm. We're working on a piece of working on bending wood, experimenting with bending wood. We have I have a abstract wooden sculpture I'm making at the moment here with different curve bended and steam bended wood. Doing a little bit of joinery, trying to figure out how to join curved pieces a little bit because it is a little bit complicated. So that's what we're working on right now. Trying to take it away from the functional, take it into the form, make it about style and form over function this time, I think. Heather might have jumped in the shower sometimes. She does that when I first get started. All right, now I'm working on this particular piece. It needs to sit on top of these two at a particular spot. Looks like I got that about right there. Maybe a little bit too large, but it's okay. It needs to sit in that. And now Morris, we're going to glue that up. Still looks way zoomed in. Let me see if I can figure out how to deal with that. We're going to go back to one bit because I'm not on Wi-Fi. There we go. All right. That's where I want to be. Roy's Timber Art, welcome. I like to have folks in here who aren't in here frequently. So, yeah, sorry my voice is a little bit touch and go today. All right, we're going to glue this up and then put a little squeeze clamp on it with just spring pressure. It doesn't need a lot of pressure on it, I don't think, in this case. I'm going to take that glue bottle. There we go. I'm kind of careful about squeeze out with these because I don't want to have a lot of glue to clean up. So I'm trying to only apply the amount of glue that I need and kind of get rid of the extra. You want a lot of squeeze out when you're joining wood with glue, but in this case, I got to be careful. Aesthetically, it's going to mess up the piece. And that's about right there for that. This assembly here will go with the other assembly. And also, we are bending wood in the shop while we're live too. I just used some PVC glue to put the clean out piece on the end. So I have to wait about a half an hour to add more to put any kind of stress on it. Probably should wait longer than that. Oh. Those little rubber things on your clamps really do help. Let's take this out. Let's see what we got here. That doesn't look too bad. A little bit of splittage on the end, or what we call tension breaking. I've been able to chisel a lot of that mess off. Now, if this was structural for some reason, if I was making like a chair or a bench and I had this tension break, it probably would ruin it. But since at the moment we're working on abstract stuff and it doesn't have a lot of, it's not going to be bearing any weight or anything. So I've been using vinegar in my wood bending mixture. One thing I will tell you that it will do if you use that, and I can give you my experiences, currents. It will turn your wood blackish. So it reacts with those tannins in there. It'll help it bend, allegedly, theoretically. But see, we got most of that out of there, so it's not that noticeable. We have a usable piece here. This was done with a little bit of kerf bending and a little bit of steam bending. It's a piece of cherry here. I'm going to take the top here, just cut a little bit off to kind of make it, give it a little kind of serrated look to it. I should probably put it in a vise like this though. Let's flip it around. Now this piece right here, I've done some joinery on here and glued some stuff up, but what I want to do is I want to get this piece joined on here essentially kind of like this. I don't want it to go below the bottom. I like to see it kind of orbit this piece. This might be a good orientation for it right here. As many contact points as I can get is probably better, because then I can cut little notches. I'm going to cut notches in the workpiece that I'm adding and not into the larger piece, because that's going to give me a chance that the larger piece will break. Hey, welcome Wes. I didn't see you pop in. a little bit slow on my it's a little bit slow on my chat here. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I'm going to make some marks with a pencil here. And then I'm going to take some material off of those spots. And because this is a piece of abstract art, it is all about how it looks. It has nothing to do with, what it does or anything like that. A moment ago, I was talking about how I want to take material from the workpiece here. So I think if I take a little bit right here, I'm going to make sure I mark the exact spot though. Right here. Oh. Yeah, and then right here. Good Monday morning to everybody. Sounds like my voice is coming back, which is great. Glad to have that come back. Yeah, I think I got enough marked out on those two spots. I got to look at it one more time though. My mind's eye. Still got like sick guy brain right now to a certain extent. That needs to be there. That's there. So you take about 1/4 of an inch out right here. See if we can do that. I feel like learning how to curve these join pieces, join these curve pieces. Curve these join pieces. Well, maybe that too, but I feel like I should have helped my like dribbling a basketball with your left hand. It's just kind of tricky. So, and then this one was up here. But before we get up to that one, I've got these little guards on the vise right now, kind of protect the vise and my chisel and the workpiece a little bit. And in a few minutes, after that glue cures, I put some glue on my wood bender on the clean out area. So I have to let that cure. I think I put it on about a half an hour, 45 minutes ago. Can't remember what Wes told me about cure time on PVC glue, but I didn't start it right away, needless to say. It had to be done. All right, let's check that. So we got this part now. We had it like, yeah, that helps actually that I made that mark there. All right, you see that kind of fits over now. Maybe a little too much. Now that sits like that. It almost changes where the positioning on the other one is. Need to take a little more material off this corner here. A little bit in here. Let me answer my chat. Try to read my chat since I do have a voice here. All right. Going back to when Wes Does It came in. Mike said I ain't got a chip shoot for it. He's talking about he's talking about he's talking about a tool there. That's why I gotta keep up with the chat. What happens when it dries? I wish I knew what that question was in relation to. If you saw the live yesterday, my tight bond is like pancake syrup. Shockingly, I contacted Franklin, who makes tight bond, and they were like, "Send it, dude. Interesting." Wes Does It said, "Doctors say pressing that like button extends your life by 37 years." That's what I've heard. I've heard doctors say that. Um, yes, we are on to the build now with these wooden pieces. Yeah, man, still coming back from some like nasty food poisoning and other stuff that hit me last Friday. Oh, thank you, Wes. Said it's already very captivating. Yeah, so Wes is home because he can't do contracting in the bad weather. Yeah, sort of a day off. Yeah, I understand. Um, Rami said, "Good morning, Calvin. May your coffee be strong." I think I need another cup of coffee. I think I like a double. I need a double down um, on the coffee this morning. Might have to make another pot. But thank you everybody for being here. Hopefully, I can keep up with the chat from now on. Yeah, Rami said, "Calvin, I hope you're feeling better." I am. I think I'm coming around here, but don't want to speak too soon. I thought I was better yesterday, and it sat me on my butt quick. So sometimes, I feel humbled by this one. I feel that when I get sick, like real sick, usually it humbles me. And I'm the type of guy that I see a lot of people who don't get sick around me. I really happy for you because it sucks. Hate being sick. I like to do stuff. Now I have these lights that I want to use. I may put them on this piece though. I haven't decided yet. That's what's nice about making your own stuff. You make your own decisions on that. I don't think this is going to be installed in the Guggenheim during my lifetime. So I probably might. I might consider putting lights in it. This is going to allow that piece to kind of sit right in there. Should. All right, so this one I had sitting right there toward the end there. And then that right there. So this needs to come out a bit. I don't want these joints super obvious. This one needs to be wider. This one needs to be wider. Both need to be widened out, I think. Nice to have not super hot weather though. Anybody else having that? Welcome everybody. Glad to have you. Thanks for being here. I'm Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop. Y'all can see that chisel is not sharp at all. It needs a lot of work right there. I'm getting confused between that and this one, which I got to the polishing stage. Tricky thing. Now, each one of these pieces of wood probably represents quite a bit of work. If you sometimes measure art on blood, sweat, and tears, you have to acknowledge that I've put like a lot of work into bending all of these little pieces of cherry here and learning how to bend them. This has all been a very big learning process here for me. Totally possible I break something here. It happens. But I'm confident. I think with this, I don't see myself breaking on this piece. Maybe maybe on some of those thinner pieces. Yeah, man, tea is probably a better idea. Wes said tea may help hydrate me better than water, than coffee. Water is the best hydrator, I guess. But yeah, no, I think I agree with Wes. Probably, I do have some tea out here right now, but just feeling, that melees that you get, you just don't get a lot of energy. Come on, tighten up on that. See if I can hold it at this angle and still hit it with some mallet shots. And I told you I had to widen this one out too. This chisel I took off all the way from new edge to sharp, which I'm very proud of. My edge was curved before, as it happens. You can have a very sharp chisel and still be sharpening at the wrong angle. I don't think it was recent sharpening that put the angle off. I think it was sharpening that I did back in the day. And so when I re-edged it, I don't want to learn how to use chisels with a skewed edge on them. I think that's probably good right there. Let's try it out. Don't want to overdo it. Oh, oh. Yeah, not so happy. That's a little bit. No, this one has to come out more. It does kind of sit on there though. You can see starting to sit. This one's got to come out even more. It almost wants me to take that edge down to 90 or close to 90. Probably not exactly. Yeah. That brain fog and low energy is definitely real, as Wes said. Robert G in the house. Yeah. Robert G's. I did send you my address the other day before I started feeling under the weather there, Robert. Oh yeah, that's better. Take that middle down to just a smidge and this edge off right here. I might use a file on this. I might file that. Yeah, Robert G does a lot of stuff. Good in the shop guy. See if that did it. Then we'll see if we can glue this piece up. Then I'll start my steamer. Oh yeah, that's much better. I don't think that's even that noticeable, like those little mortises. I kind of want that one to sit a little more gracefully on there, but Summer, what you want? I got a dog in here. Little wiener dog. And then I have these 3 pieces of plywood here that all got to be curved from end to end and then put into the bender. So while I'm doing that, while I'm working on the the steamer will be starting. This will be gluing up. I'd really like it to sit down on there more. I think what I have to do for that though is I have to take a tiny bit off this end. You would think it's a little bit counterintuitive. I got to take some off this end here, like where this sits here. I can get a mark on there right here. Just cut a little like bird's mouth there. This is a lot of like bird's mouth cutting is what it is here, with irregular angles and thickness and stuff like that. And that one, kind of reminds me of when I was doing that rail a little bit. I'm a glutton for punishment. Pat says, I hope to work with my lathe soon too, but when you heat with wood and work a school and a farm, your time becomes extremely limited, then add on family needs. Totally understand that, man. Totally understand that. I was just thinking about all the beautiful places in the world that I've never been today. How much of a tragedy it would be not to see some of those places. So little time, man. Wes said, take your time, young man. Mom used to say. Always good to just take your time, especially if it's, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. And haste makes waste. And you all have heard all of that, right? Oh, that works. That works, guys. There we go. Now it sits with that little bird's mouth at the bottom there. And almost it sits without being glued. That's the way we always want to do stuff. We kind of want to dry fit stuff a little. I'm going to take a tiny smidge out right here. Just a smidge, and see if that'll help. It's going to change the whole positioning of everything. As we learned with my last project, the bunk bed, when we try to do that curved rail, if you change too much or if you have irregularities in the curve or the thickness, it changes everything. Everything goes out the window. I don't want to change how that bird's mouth fits. I just want that to seat just a little bit better on there. That's all. This is going to teach me a lot. I think on my next one, I can get much more clean joinery, Ooh, Rami said, though I'm feeling a bit of guilt, I would love to afford memberships. I learned so much from you guys, and I'm very appreciative of the opportunities you guys offer. Many thanks. Well, we love having you here, Rami, and memberships are not a requirement. It's optional. So we understand that, man. We understand financial constraints. Welcome, Nikki New. Good morning. This is where all the awesome people are right now, When Dad's workshop is on, they're all, I try to get them all in here. We funnel them all in here. This is what we do. I'm laundering all of the talent, all the YouTube crafter talent here. All right, that actually sits in there a little bit. I'm gonna glue this in place like this. I don't know how well that's gonna do. Let me take this real quick and without that lump, I think it sits even better. It does. There's a bit of a carving dimension to this thing too, I think. There we go. See how that sits? It's actually not too bad on there. A little loose, but we can work with that. I would say if you have difficulties clamping these, you could probably wrap wire around or some sort of elastic or rubber, like take a rubber glove and then tie the rubber glove around it while the glue is setting. That probably would work on this. I haven't had that problem yet. I've been able to clamp most everything up, but I could see that being a problem later on. And I prefer it kind of sitting in there like that, like a little more. As much contact as possible here. Like I said, I try not to get glue everywhere, but it looks like I'm going to kind of do that right here. This may be a situation where if you have a Dremel, it helps you out a lot because you can get in there and get rid of those glue spots. So they're not as visible. They're unsightly. No, you don't want that. Mainly, let me get this glue down here. Uh-oh. Sloppy. Now that's not. There we go. That is kind of where it's supposed to be. It may not sit. I might not put glue on that middle. There's not enough contact there. I don't know. I might have to. Oh, there we go. No, we don't want that happening here. See if I got some. Don't. Hopefully that does not flip off of there. I could see that happening right now. I actually used a small piece of plastic bag the other day to tie up a joint, and it did come off without a problem. So another use of a plastic bag, parchment paper, that doesn't stick very much. It said don't need 50 pounds or 60 pounds per square inch here. Yeah, so it didn't end up sitting against that joint much at all. You don't want extra pieces. You see any glue on there, you want to find that and get it off of there immediately. All right, that's good for that. Now, next thing is to take these forms, which apparently YouTube's algorithm loves. Hook 'em seniors. Sesame Street. Go back, go back, go back. Yeah, I'm getting a feel for the wood, and yeah, we're just kind of making abstract art right now. This is what we're doing. We do a lot of functional stuff, as I say. Last things we made were bunk beds, and I did shelves, and I did my workbench, and I did mallets. I want to do some stuff that's uh, just for fun. Here's a piece I just pulled from the mold here. And then I got 3 more over here. I think these may be more broken, so it's an opportunity to see me with one of those fails. Yeah, we got a couple in here that are no good. This one's workable. This one is workable. These are going to be small ones I add to the perimeter of this thing. This one is not. So you see that one broke through one of the kerf bends I made in it. It may still be usable on a, nah, it's a little too small. So that one's going to go scrap. Then I have these other small pieces. I have kerf in them, kerf cut into them already, ready to go into the bender. Ooh, little chilly breeze out there. Chilly breeze. I ran these through the surface planer, but I did not want to take it down anymore because surface planers like your DeWalt planer has a limit, a minimum height limit, and if you get below that, it'll jam and it'll mess up those jack screws that you have in there. So, which is what happened to one of my surface planers. Luckily, DeWalt replaced it. So be careful doing that. We got a combo about vaudeville. That's good. Wish I could be in on that one. You know, I love all that stuff. Big fan of the arts. But I got to keep moving on this stuff. Love y'all. Keep y'all's combo going. I love that. And then we'll fix up these little bits. And when our pieces are set, like these ones are set, we'll try to combine those, or we'll add these small pieces next. I haven't decided. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to rehydrate. Before I move on to this next thing, here's a lighting feature. I want to show you all these LED cob lights I got. They're like this. Now they come up with a 3M adhesive strip on the back of them, and they can be bent at a 90-degree angle and cut. But I think once they're cut, that's it. So you want to try to use as much of the strip as possible. They are kind of expensive, especially if you don't use a long section of them. I don't know if anybody has experience using these. It's going to get installed on the inside of these bent runners that I'm making out of this piece. And what you saw before, let me show y'all. If you all recall, last week we put several pieces of dresser plywood, basically desk plywood, in the bender. We curve bent it and we steam bent it, and we got these shapes. We're going to combine these shapes similarly to that sculpture down there in a way that they can hold together with a base, and then apply lighting strips to the inside, outside. Haven't decided yet. Probably the flat side's the best place for those. We do have one flat side, and so if I can work around that reference edge, there may be a way that I can do this well. I'll shape them up, and then I'm going to paint these. I'll probably paint them white and leave some wood grain. But I got some painter's tape. We'll be fun with it. We'll have fun with it. So that's those two. I want to make like two more. Have them join together, cut off any edges that don't look good, and we'll see what our final height is. Probably a lamp height. All right, we're going to cut from both sides. We're just going to do it by ear here. We're going to do as much as we can. We're just going to kind of make it, it's rhythmic how I do it. Now, if you have a table saw and a jig, you can do this very quickly, probably. You want to make sure that when you cut from both sides, you leave material in the middle. Norm, welcome. Small wood lot. Gotta go. Pat, see you later. Appreciate you coming. Yeah, kerf fluffing, kerf cutting, kerf fluffing. Oh, I said I got to start my steamer too. That was the other thing I need to do. So that thing's on the hot when I'm ready with these pieces over here. Got vinegar in there, so fresh water and all that. There's a little more than I wanted. A lot more material in that spot. Mm-hmm. 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 Just we've kind of whittled down to a small group. I'll zoom in. kerfuffing. Though I can't remember what the original meaning of kerfuffing is. I'll be honest, I cannot remember that. Couple more cuts here toward the end. That's pretty good. Basically like a 1 centimeter, maybe a little bit less actual material running through the middle of that. I think I can bend that pretty good. Put the next one in and start on that. Looks like my steam bender is starting to heat up. Should probably put this piece in so I don't forget. Next one. Yeah, that's what it was. Commotion or fuss. That's right. I'll start from the very end. I'm gonna cut this off. thinner, so I'm going to make a few less cuts, like strokes. When I built the bed, I had to build a prototype first. I didn't know if I could do it, so sometimes I have to do that. I've definitely heard kerfuffle before. Just couldn't remember from where. Whence. This gets a little bit ugly with this. I just take the little Japanese hand planer. Let me cut this side off too. And I just I just pull it down the thing and see whatever I pull off. What I pull off is one thing I won't do with the plywood is soak it. Because as many of you all know, plywood does not do well. Plywood does not do well being immersed in water. It just falls apart. That is untreated and with open ends on it, you know. That is going to be. And if you can get it to bend, then you can clean it up and strengthen it. And I just broke it, I think, a little bit. Hope I didn't, but felt like I did there. If I'm being honest, probably not the best way to do this. This one's gonna snap. It's just I didn't leave enough material between the. I had one snap so far. If you make part of it too tight and part of it too loose, it's gonna snap. So you want it kind of uniformly loose. And this one goes into the steamer as well. Kind of tempted to take off this end and make it but different shape, but I'm gonna keep this same procedure for everything. I hear it starting to burbly burp. Hear that? Kind of like an old school popcorn maker. Do me a favor, folks. Double tap that like button. That's how YouTube knows where to redirect this kind of content. You know, they know how to find you based on you liking the video. So if you like what you see, you like to hang out with this community, you know, just wondering if you did lamination bending, if it would work out better. I don't know, lamination bending. I mean, these are pieces of plywood here. Yeah, the general theory is that when wood is laminated, it bends better. But it has to be laminated grain-wise, like oriented strand lumber. This is plywood, so it's in all different directions. If you take two pieces of this cherry and laminate it, and they're nice and flat, then yeah, it should bend. It should help with the bend because the grain direction is uniform. So good question there, Pat. That's why when you hear I'm cutting with with the rip saw or with the cross cutting side, it kind of sounds funny on the plywood. Also, I think I need a new saw, but different thing for a different day. Start from the skinny side. Now we got two in there, so we don't get this one in there. That's okay. It may not even fit. Close to the vise here. I'm trying to make these about a centimeter away from each one. Like each one is a centimeter from the next. Oh, I'm smelling that vinegar in there. Might have been a little wider. Definitely, I could see this being used to make a boat. I could see myself using it to make a boat. Both techniques together. Then basically rinse and repeat over and over again. And then you add timbers to those curved members, but you need uniformity with the curve and with the width of the wood that you're using if you're making a boat. The curve has to be exactly the same. The wood has to be the same width. Start with something like canoe size, probably. Do it like a Massawomack canoe, not like a dugout canoe. But to answer your question, Pat, if you weren't here when I answered, the general consensus is laminated in the same direction. Then it will be better for bending that way. It's really good. It's actually a good thing to do to stabilize wood to laminate it. Lamination is one of the greatest woodworking techniques I think we ever invented. You know, next to framing and joinery. Because what we do is we take the strength of multiple structural pieces and combine them, and they buttress each other, you know. All right, I see. I'm going to shut that steam thing up. I see steam coming out the end. I'd like to add a little bit of pressure or heat to this setup, but I'm not worried about that at this moment. I'm going to use the hold fast gaps in my bench to bend the other ones. So this one I'm going to bend with this vise in the side of the bench, and then the other ones I'm going to bench using the hold fast areas of my bench. Hopefully those will both work. Who we got here? Random Builds and Rebuilds, welcome. Move this over here. Like 7 strokes there. I'm good, man. Random Builds and Rebuilds asks how everybody's doing. Hope you're doing well as well. I had a little bit of a rough weekend. I got a little bit sick. I'm still kind of recovering, but happy to be here. Seem to be recovering from whatever it was. Thankful for that. Move this over here. Of course, if you are making one of these steam benders, be absolutely so careful, because I actually gotten a couple steam burns, started it, and obviously you know those aren't any joke. You get one of those. Wiggly, wiggly. That's what we need. We need it wiggly. I have a feeling at least one of these members is going to break when I take it out of the steamer and try to bend it into form. To break before if I mess with it too much. Me too. I don't know if that's a weird thing. Wes said I like train horns or I love train horns weirdly. I think it's a weird thing. It's the discordal sounding of them. It's a pretty, brings back memories for people and a lot of different things. A lot of people love trains, everything about them. Uh, my folks live in a community where they have a day and everybody comes around and um, basically takes pictures of the trains, and it's like a train town. Yeah, it was fine once I did that. Now this is more sealed, so it's gonna be hotter when I open it now. This has all been glued up now. Maybe too tight. Definitely looks hotter than before. If I can fit these little scraps in there, if I can. Let those I don't mind if those sit in that water in the bottom. You can probably see the steam coming out of that little pipe I made, kind of like an exhaust pipe. I got one little ceramic cistern that I made out of concrete down there, and I got an ice cream bucket, kind of like just in case it fails. I want to say thank you to everybody for showing up this morning. I might come back a little bit later, but for now, I think the work that I wanted to get done this morning is done. But let's take a look at these now, see if this probably needs a little bit more time to set here. And this one over here, definitely, this was the most recent one I did. And when we attach this to this, hopefully we'll be able to weave them in there. I was able to last time. And we'll attach these bad boys on there too. Let me work this piece real quick. I got to take this little bit of tension break off of here. Again, I'll probably be wary of that if it was this was structural, but luckily this is just decorative, so we don't have too much to worry about with a little bit of lost fiber. This may not even be usable here, but these two I definitely can use. These will be below. I need to have shorter pieces as well as those longer pieces. And I'm psyched about this project and how it's going to look when we finish. Psyched that I had everybody in here today. Pat is Pat said I had a locomotive horn hooked up in one of my trucks. I knew a guy who had that. The steam pipe horn. That'll let them know you're in the area, won't it? That's the time Wes would not like the sound of the horn when you pull up behind him with that. Wes on the road, man. That's a different Wes. He may like the sound of that horn in the distance, but right behind him on the road, I bet you would hate that. Appreciate everybody being here. I'm going to step away for a little bit, try to get myself together. Appreciate everybody. Love y'all. Do the next right thing, and thanks for coming in. Yeah, I'm gonna take it easy. Wes said take it light. Yeah, I'm going to not do too much today. Appreciate everybody being here. Shout out Wes, Mike, Heather, Small Woodlot, Arami, Norm. Thanks for being here, Norm Hughes. We also had Nikki New show up today, and make sure I get everybody here. Mainly Off Grid, welcome. Mainly Off Grid. Don't see them too regularly around here. Roy's Timber Art Techniques came in early as well. Craig Posh, member. Shout out Craig. Appreciate everybody. See y'all later. Maybe back later today, may not. Check out any of these creators on their live streams and check out their videos, and be sure to support them where it counts.